Everybody, welcome to the joint meeting for Rules and Open Government for September. I'll get my glasses and I'll know what date it is.
25th.
Yeah, we're the 25th. That's what we are. Welcome. We'll begin with a review of, well, first I should say we have a quorum. Everybody is present. We'll begin with a review of the agenda for October 1st. And I'll ask if anyone has any changes to the printed agenda, beginning on pages 4 and 5. Okay, 6 and 7. Pages 8 and 9. Pages 10 and 11. Pages 12 and 13. This is our study session on displacement. That would begin not before 3:30. And that should be the meeting. Okay. I don't have any cards, I don't believe. What's it? No.
Just one ad.
There's an ad, thank you. Okay. Is there a motion then?
Move approval of the Tuesday, October 1st agenda, including the ad sheet for the one item 2.x.
All right, on the motion, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, we'll move on to the October 8th agenda. We are, the suggestion from Senior Manager's Office is to cancel the evening session, compliance with the Chappie Doctrine. Pages,
No guarantee we'll leave in the evening, but
as we saw yesterday, that's no good.
Ouch.
But hopefully we'll get out before 11:30. All right, pages 4 and 5. Pages 6 and 7. Any changes? Pages 8 and 9. Pages 10 and 11. Pages 12 and 13. Any changes? Pages 14 and 15. Okay. And we have nobody from the public who'd like to speak on those two, that item.
Motion to approve the Tuesday, October 8th agenda.
Second.
On the Vice Mayor's motion, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. We're on to the public record, item E.
Move to note and file.
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? On the recommendations and approvals consent calendar, G1.
Motion to approve consent calendar.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, item 2 is removing the tobacco retail license exemption from the San Jose Municipal Code. This is an item that came up a couple weeks ago, I think. And Dave?
Yeah, if you recall, we were asked to kind of relook at the yellow light that we gave to recommendation number 3. And Rosalind's here to maybe help me on this a little bit, but it looks like it's kind of, it's still a yellow light. The workload is not insurmountable with it, but we're talking about a work group that has a lot of council policy priority work.
Yeah.
And so there's no way to credibly kind of say we can take that on and ignore the kind of the policy work that you've already given us to do
Right.
in that particular area. I think if it was in another area of the organization, we probably would just say it's not that much work and we can do it. So that's kind of my nutshell. Is there anything that you want to add, Rosalind?
I mean, the only thing I would add is that, as Dave said, we've got several council priority items on our work plan: the tow audit, the ADU amnesty work, banning shopping carts, multiple housing. So to the extent, if we can get through these items, then we'd be able to take up this work. But clearly, our team is now focused on the current items on the work plan.
Okay. And you said multiple housing items. I think I know of a few. So housing, I know, is still going to be quite a bit of your workload.
Yeah, so it's not so much that this piece of work is that big, it's just that it happens to fall to a group that has a lot
Yeah.
of work. Yeah.
So our next prioritization is beginning of next year?
Right, yeah, we'll be taking it up, I think in the February timeframe, so, keep it leading into the budget process.
Okay. In the meantime, the other items that
Yep.
were on the list that you greenlighted would still move forward?
Yeah, we think we green-lighted what's the word I'm looking for? The legislative work,
Legislative,
yes,
yeah.
yeah, thank you,
Legislative
yeah.
advocacy, yeah. Okay, thank you. Should we go to the public and then come back to the panel? Okay. Francis, first, I understand you're here from Councilmember Carrasco's office. Would you like to speak?
Thank you. Francis Bear from Councilmember Carrasco's office. We just wanted to highlight that Santa Clara County was able to do this in 6 weeks. They're moving forward with their e-cigarette ban. The country of India last week did it for 1.3 billion people, the whole entire country banned e-cigarettes within a few weeks. We have states that have done it within a few weeks, and our own state may even do it faster than the city of San Jose. So we really hope that we can move this forward quicker than the January priority setting timeline. We already have the list. We've spoken with Rachel Roberts. She has the shops that are under this exemption that we could reach out to and let them know that in the next cycle that they would be subject to this fee. And this is about ensuring that we have regulation within these shops, because the studies show 25% of these shops are selling to our children. And one of the reasons is because we're not in there making sure that our city codes are followed, and that we're not reporting it to the state when they're violating the regulations as well. So we understand that there is a lot of work in PPCE, but we feel like this is something we need to move fast with, because the more time that we wait, our children are having access to these vaping products in our community. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Margo Seidner, followed by Jen Grand-Lejano.
Good afternoon. I'm Margo Seidner, CEO of Breathe California, the Bay Area. Your Clean Air and Healthy Lungs nonprofit that was founded in San Jose in 1911 and has been serving her citizens for over a century. Obviously, we care about this issue of flavored tobacco products. Our agency was so rejoicing last week when we saw that comprehensive plan. And I'm still rejoicing. You're taking baby steps. But I want to echo what the council member staff just said. In the interim, while we're waiting, all those children are going to be exposed to vaping products and take them up. We know, we have excellent data, because our Santa Clara County Health Department is one of the best at collecting scientific data about our health behaviors. So when they say that almost 1 in 3 students has tried these, when they say that 82% of them who do them do flavored products, they know what they're talking about. And I know you have all this data, and I know the crunch that goes with this, and we don't want to wait for priority setting, because this is one of the biggest threats that we've had for our youth in decades. I've been doing this work to fight nicotine addiction for 30 years, and I would say that this is the worst threat that I've ever experienced. And our agency was one of the first to protest the lack of regulation with the FDA. We're still waiting. That was 6 years ago. Our agency was one of the first to, in the interim, while we're waiting for FDA, to implement vaping prevention programs. We're still waiting. What cities can do is way faster than what the FDA can do. So I so encourage you to take this up and to send it to full council, and I know for a fact that there are council members waiting for this. Thank you.
Thank you. Jen Grand Lejano? And after Jen is Rick. If you could come forward, that'd be great.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jen Granlajano. I'm from the American Cancer Society Cancer Action Network. And I want to thank you again for considering action to address the youth tobacco use epidemic. I spoke last week at this meeting to ask you to include menthol cigarettes in addition to other flavored tobacco products in a policy to end the sale of these flavored products. We applaud your attempts to address this vaping epidemic quickly, but urge you not to forget about the African American and other populations that have been targeted for decades by the tobacco industry with menthol cigarettes and flavored little cigars. And we also support removing exemptions for adult-only shops, since research shows that tobacco shops are more likely to sell to minors, and we're seeing the same thing in San Jose. So again, thank you for your considerations.
Thank you. Welcome.
Hello, my name is Rathwan. I go by Rick. So I'm just a regular, vape shop, smoke shop owner, and I have actually two of them. One in the unincorporated San Jose, one in the incorporated San Jose. And we get this biggest blame that we're always the problem. Now at my doors, they say 21 and over, do not enter. But I cannot stop parents from allowing their kids to come in. I have a 12-year-old son, and I was shocked by what he told me of how kids can actually have easy access. They said, oh, all you have to do is go online, you can go to 7-Eleven, you could purchase one of those cards, and you can order directly and it comes to your door. Your parents won't even know about it. I was shocked. I said to my son, you've got to be making this up. So, I gave it a shot. So let me go do this. Created a fake name, created a fake everything, and it was at my door from China, just like that. I've been realizing our businesses were actually declining in business. Okay, we're declining in tobacco, and I'm just a strictly tobacco store. Well, most of my store is 20% tobacco, and everybody keep blaming us for their kids. It's not the businesses the problem. If parenting is failing at their own house, I don't care what laws you put up. If their law is saying 21 and over can smoke and not under 21, then how is it that our laws are failing? How is it these kids are still getting access to it? So no matter what ban we put on this, if we do not educate our parents on how to discipline or raise their kids or show them the right way from the wrong way, then I don't care what ban we put on here. If we still have illegal drugs making it to our kids, then our system is failing. So either we need a better system, better maybe parenting educational system, something that can, rather than everybody pointing the finger at us business owners. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I just want to understand clearly from Dave or Ed. I want to make sure I understand exactly what's before us now. Is it solely recommendation 3 from Councilmember Carrasco's memo regarding to removing the tobacco retail license exemption from the Community Code, allowing 18 over tobacco retailers to obtain a city license exemption?
Yeah, my understanding is that the city manager gave you two different indications. One was a red and one was a yellow. I believe the number 3.
A green and a yellow.
A green, so the
Yeah.
green and a yellow, and that the number 3 is simply removing the exemption, and that's, I think, the one that's being discussed today.
That's all that's before us, okay, so
Correct.
this,
The other one, you did approve moving forward with a plan.
right, okay. So this doesn't specifically address the issue of vaping, this just has to do with whether or not tobacco retailers have to get a license.
Correct.
Okay. So it sounds like there's been, what I'm hearing from the public is a little different than what I think is before us right now. Okay. Councilor Camus?
Yeah, Mayor, and maybe the public didn't understand that we had already approved going to priority setting last time, and we were only bringing back the item number 3, which I think is a good idea. But But, we hear a lot about how the county passed the law. Are they enforcing it? I still haven't gotten an answer. And last time, we actually gave direction. It was approved that you would go ask the county how they're enforcing it. It was in the motion. Did anybody ask?
I don't think that was part of the work to come back to the Rules Committee.
Yeah, I know for certain, I don't think we did that follow-up work. I don't think we believed we were needed to do it by today.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we could pass as many laws as we want, unless somebody actually enforces it, we have what we have. And from the comments that you made last week, which kind of scared me, it didn't really matter if the county passes a law or not. It just, if nobody's enforcing it, how are we going to stop them from getting anything? So I just don't understand.
So Rachel, Rachel kind of looked at this number 3, and what you want to share anything with the committee in terms of what you found out in that timeframe?
Yes, so I did connect with the county. Part of why the program ended before was due to staffing issues with the decoys and so forth. But we have been in connection with the county, and they are looking to recruit decoys and chaperones that could support the program, and we believe we can get that going again mid-October. There's also potential funding coming up in the state in the spring, which they'll be looking at for a coordinated grant application that the county would take the lead on to help support.
Great. I actually took the liberty of actually looking up the county's law, and I think it takes almost 5 offenses in order to get shut down. And I don't know if, the first offense is only $100, second one is only $200, third one's only $300, fourth one's only $400, fifth one's $500. How many times do we need to get busted before we actually punish them? It just, if the county's passing laws, why don't they look at the laws that they're passing and make them have real teeth? $100 is nothing.
Mm-hmm. So our schedule of fines does allow us to fine for $2,500 if
Okay.
they sell to a minor. And we were able to get the list, we just got it minutes before this meeting.
Oh, good.
As far as the locations within the city of San Jose that did sell to minors, so we'll be following up on that list. But as far as closing a business because of that offense, we've only had historically one vendor, which we started the process for, and they ended up just shutting down, so we didn't have to continue that process.
But that's in San Jose,
In San Jose.
not in the unincorporated county
No, I don't have
stores,
information
right?
on that.
They follow the county's laws. Okay.
Correct.
Yeah, I just want to be clear. So what you're saying is by October, there should be the secret shopping program that I asked about last time.
Well, we'll be beginning work on reestablishing that mid-October, yes.
Okay, thank you very much.
I'm sorry.
If somebody needs to make a motion, I don't know what motion it would be, but
To send it to prioritization, I guess, is the staff recommendation, or any other motion you want to make?
I'll send it to prioritization.
Second.
Okay. Yeah, I'm encouraged to see that the enforcement will be increasing in October. I think that's really important for all the goals that I think many of our speakers have described. I'd also point out that on your priority list of work to do, Rosalind, I know one of them is smoke-free housing. So also a very important priority. And so we do need to work on what we've got, and we have a process for adding more work to it. As I understand, this really only has to do with a license exemption that I don't think is going to be in any way the critical path for enforcement on an awful lot of the other things that we think are of critical importance to public health, particularly in protecting you. So certainly happy to work on all these things as we have capacity to do so, and hopefully move forward as quickly as possible. Any other comments, questions? Okay, on the motion, Councilor Camus, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, thank you. All right, we're on to open forum. We don't have any cards from the public, because the public has had enough of us after all the hours we spent last night with them. So the meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everyone.